My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon Modded. The first challenge that we are going to be doing, the first off of the docket, is a challenge that I have thought up. It is going to be called Eat Your Veggies. Basically, we are going to start off with broccoli and the pea shooter, a combo that I've always wanted to see, a synergy that you find very rarely in the game because both of those items are incredibly rare, despite one of them being black tier and the other brown. Each of them are incredibly rare in their respective tiers. So let's start off with give broccoli and then give p_shooter. So here's what that looks like. Basically, they are larger bullets, do 4 times the damage of the base pea shooter, which is a pitiful amount of damage to begin with. But on top of that, there's the damage buff that broccoli gives you. And then there's also the fact that they now penetrate enemies and bounce off of the wall. As in terms of restrictions, because this is incredibly powerful to start with, you can't just have a normal run after this. I'm not going to allow myself to pick up any guns whatsoever. It is just pea shooter. Pea shooter, we ride until we die. And also, we're gonna have to play as the robot. Whee! So it's enough on this floor to one-shot targets. And then the half damage that it does to penetrated targets is about half of their health. So I have to imagine we probably only get about 1 floor of being able to insta-kill people. Which basically puts it on level in terms of instantaneous damage, at least, with the crossbow. Obviously, it has a much better fire rate, so it's far more potent. It has way more ammunition. It doesn't have to be reloaded between, excuse me, every shot. Basically a large clip size. So it's not comparable in terms of the efficacy of each. But it is worth noting the initial single bullet damage does seem to be quite similar. Whee! Get him! So I guess if I'm not going to be picking up any guns, any money that I would otherwise spend on guns can now be spent on armor. To make my life a little bit easier, make my life a little bit more pleasing. What else do we have? We've also got battery bullets by base of being this character. I have to imagine without battery bullets, this would be super inaccurate in a very, very frustrating way. Battery bullets, of course, being a huge accuracy up, or rather like a 50% weapon spread down. If I don't want to be picking up guns, then I'm going to want to open a chest before I fight the boss, otherwise the boss is guaranteed to give me a gun. Ah! Almost got hit by that wayward bullet. Got him. Alright, what do you got, Chop? Nothing doing. Well, I mean, there's a piece of armor and there's a piece of a key. There is a key, rather. So we'll probably be picking both of those up before we leave the floor. Both of them should be 25 apiece, I think? Or maybe armor is 20 right now. Can't entirely recall. Alright, let's find our room for spawning the entrance down to the oubliette. Our fireplace room. There's our secret room. Our fireplace room has got to be off to the south here then. Because I don't think I've seen it so far. Yep. Let's try and not let the fireplace destroy itself. Oh, but of course, I would be fine regardless, because I can use the coolant to open the passage. In fact, I will. Alright. We got that key. We also got another key from here, and we've got a key available in the shop. I have to feel like we're going to the secret room. The oubliette in this run. Just... Oh, I didn't freaking open any of the chests. Alright, I'm gonna claim that was a tactical decision that I made, rather than a complete mistake that I fucked up on. because both of the chests were so low tier. That was a really, really aggressive use of that. Thankfully followed up with a much less aggressive usage. I'd like to keep this blank if at all possible. Looks like it will be. The range on this isn't particularly impressive. That's going to be a little frustrating against certain bosses. Another key and a piece of armor. Can't pick up the gun, though. Anything I need to worry about up here? Does not look like it. All right, let's go destroy our chests. Find our secret room. Then we'll decide what to do in terms of the shop. Because the secret room might have, like, a... I don't know. Whoa, what even would be good? Oh, piece of armor, yeah! It's also worth noting, every junk that I pick up is actually really, really handy. Being a passive, it's something that I'm allowed in the run. And as the robot, it is going to increase my damage by 5%. Okay. Yep. Armor and key. Yeah, we're going down to the oubliette. Unfortunately, the oubliette, we're not going to be able to pick up any of those lovely, lovely master rounds. Those which I adore so much. But it's okay. We might be able to pick up something. As long as we end up with this or more armor, I'm going to be okay with it. Yeah. As you can see, we're now no longer one-shotting. Even... Thank you for the ammo. Even despite the fact that we upgraded our damage by 10%, we're no longer one-shotting. Which is a little frustrating, but it's okay. It's not like every weapon needs the one-shot to be good or anything like that. This is still incredible. It's just worth keeping those kinds of breakpoints in mind so that I don't, you know, see someone walking up behind me, turn around to one-shot them, and then they're still alive. Beautiful. Well handled, Ryan. Still taking 0 hits. Clean bong. Just put it in the outlet 3-prong. So there is a sale grate here. I think in challenges where I am restricted, that is to say, you know, don't pick up passives, don't pick up any items whatsoever, depending on, you know, what the original spawn is. Don't pick up guns. I think in those, I just shouldn't pick anything up. Ooh, nice! Chicken flute. And the reason that I say I shouldn't pick up anything is because I don't think it'd be fair for me to go pick up a gun and then go and sell it. So I'm not going to give myself that. Chicken flute is good, but if it ever activates, I've already fucked up. Fuck off. I hate this trap room. I sincerely hate this. Oh, no, wait. Chicken flute is fine. Sorry, I thought chicken flute was one of those ones that activates when you take damage. It's not. It's when the chicken takes damage. Forgot about that. Really frustrated with having taken my first hit to that trap room, especially because I hate that trap room so much. This isn't curing that hatred, game. I still don't know entirely how I feel about these health bars. I can see the case for and against them. I'd love to hear your feedback on whether you think they, you know, enhance the viewing experience, take away from the viewing experience, have no effect. That's also feedback. Happy to hear that as well. I didn't want to early roll to try and move out of that situation because it was too likely that if I did an early roll, they would turn around and shoot in just the right period to hit me as I came out of it, or in between my first and second roll. Right, well, that gets destroyed. Because that had to be a gun, since we've already picked up the passive from the other chest. Okay, have I seen the shop on this floor? If I have, I don't recall it at all, so I have to imagine it was uninspiring. Yeah, I have seen the shop. Okay, I can pick up keys now. Good. I think the shop did have a piece of armor. Yeah, I believe it did. Okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's only one piece of armor, Ryan. That's actually the big thing that usually gets me in robot runs. I lose a piece of armor, and then I'm like, well, that's the end of my game. How am I going to recover from that? That's an HP down that I just picked up. Perfect. Alright, what have we here? Oh, Blobulord, of course. What have we here? Like there's a choice of boss in this area. Thank you, chicken, for doing your deed once. More? More chickens? That was a really shitty roll, and I don't advise doing it. Oh! It's trying to summon chickens, but there wasn't an enemy on screen. Damn it! Oh, no, wait, never mind. It lasted long enough. Oh, wait a second. I know how to spawn infinite chickens with this, right? As long as I keep electrocuting it, if there were enemies on screen, it would spawn chickens directly towards them. Again, a gun, can't pick that up. Don't want to go to the old king? Yeah, I kind of want to go to the old king. Let's go to the old king. If nothing else, I've just traded a key for a piece of armor. That's not a bad trade for me. I don't think I found the secret room adjacency up there. The other one can't have it at all. I guess I'm just going to blank the exit room as I move down. Okay. All is well. To pair with the run, where we are completely based on our greens, I've got a pear cider. Yes, it's a stretch to justify that, but hey, I was drinking anyway. Whee! Get him! Got him. Ooh, really early shop to visit. I like it. Means that I don't have to worry so much about my keys. Rather, I don't have to worry so much that, oh no, I can't pick up that key. Oh no. Horror befalls me. There's game trying to punk me out already. So that's the sword off. I kind of want to see the sword off's description. I guess when I get to play the pilot? Convict, I'll get to check the sword off's description. Because Hex Tweaks says that it removes a blatant lie from the description of the sword off. It probably removes the text that calls it more powerful. Because it's not. Just trying to charge up the coolant leak here. I was trying to just use it a second ago, but unfortunately, such a thing did not work for me. Okay, if this is a key man, we could get some serious. Never mind. However, place the crest on the altar. What up? Let's go fight that old king. I could have said that was part of the challenge, to have to go and fight the old king. That's actually something that I would work with as a restriction on runs that aren't ridiculously OP. Or maybe in addition to other restrictions. Because it means that you, number one, have to earmark 2 keys on the first floor for the entrance to the oubliette. And another key on the oubliette. Oh, that's interesting. I don't want this. So, this is the Book of Chest Anatomy, which means when you destroy chests, you get better results. But the thing is, for me, the best result is junk. And there's no sale grade in the shop, right? Yeah, there's not. Yeah, for me, the best result is junk when I destroy a chest. And it stops you from getting junk. You literally can't get junk, as far as I understand, when you destroy a chest with the Book of Control Demolition. Instead, you get things like keys, ammo drops. Third list item. Okay. Have I mentioned before how much I love the design of this room? Wow! I hate that room so much! Initially, I was being sincere, but then it hit me. By which I mean I had a realization that the room is dangerous because of the fire, and then it hit me, by which I mean the fire actually struck me. I can see how that could be ambiguous. Ah! I thought I'd killed both of them, so I just was not even focusing on that bullet. That's too much damage to be taking. Okay, one shot, I'm afraid, is not enough to destroy the rockets. Okay, using the chicken to spawn a bunch of chickens using the electrified water was cool, but it took so much of my concentration to do that as well as dodge from other things. So I don't think ultimately it is a strat. Unless, of course, the boss is in like a immunity phase or something like that, in which case I have the time, I may as well. That said, it was fun to explore that. Whee! No, no! Okay, the inaccuracy of this gun is starting to take a toll on me. In that, there's like 3 times recently where I thought I'd killed an enemy. I totally had not even slightly murdered that enemy yet. Okay. And you too. Beautiful. Alright. This one's destroy. Because it had to be the gun. One thing I will note is we have gotten actually quite lucky in terms of our chest destructions. All of them that we've destroyed, rather, have given us junk. That's really handy. Nice piece of armor right there. I don't think I want to pick up any more keys, so if there was armor in the shop, I would pick that up. There wasn't, so I won't. Let's go find our way, rather, to the Ooh, you sell armor? You also sell the frost amulet. That might actually be good. That's actually pretty good for us. Since all of our health is armor, that means if anything in a room manages to damage us, everything else is going to be damaged and frozen. So it should act, basically, as a complete prevention of us being able to be hit twice in a row. Ah! Okay. Get him! Yikes! Woo! We're almost back on the money that we started with, or rather before we bought the Frost Amulet. Quite handy indeed. Thank you, gold casing drop. There's so much going on in the screen right now. I can't believe I used to be able to look at this and just like autopilot through it. I'm thinking so hard right now. I don't know if I've ever had to dedicate this much of my brain resources to anything. That's not saying, like, oh, usually it just comes naturally. It's more saying, I'm so bad right now, evident there, that I have to try really hard. Yeah, Potion of Bled Skin is too good to pass up. Okay. So what, we've only been hit once and it was a trap room so far? Fair enough. Okay. Get down the book as... What the fuck was that, Ryan? There was something to the south of me and I got scared of it, so I rolled upwards directly into the enemy. You'll have to bear with me. It's been a long time. Okay. I wonder... Excuse me. I wonder the lies that you get from Albert's chest if you shoot the chest. Is that going to count as junk? Like, is it going to increase my damage? Alright, let's see. Is there anything that I can check to see that? No, not at the moment. Alright, let's try stat list. This shouldn't work. None of that seems to be... Oh, I can check, like, secret rooms found. Can I? Secret _ rooms found? Alright. Now is not the time to be messing with that, Ryan. It's incredibly interesting, yes. But it'll have to be interesting. Ah! Forgot how this room worked. Oh, right. I love that the chickens were already going. They were ready. So this is going to be a primer for bullet hell, effectively. Since this is near kind of the room-to-room difficulty of some of the bullet hell levels. Not all of the bullet hell levels. Beautiful. Guess this is going to be our first chest open. That's definitely a secret room. Unfortunately, Anvilin, I cannot take you. I probably should have picked it up and dropped it so that the boss doesn't spawn a gun. Wait, no picking up anything. Fuck you, Ryan. What were you talking about? Huh? Yeah, I had to roll away because I needed to get away really, really quickly because I thought this was going to die. Kill him. When I said kill him, robot, did you think I was being too ambiguous? I fear those words have a very specific meaning. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. We found our first secret room. There's always 2 secret rooms on this floor in particular, because one of them is Brother Alvin. They're almost invariably both of the item rooms, just because item rooms are far more likely to have a secret room. I hate that hearts don't give bonuses to the robot. It just makes me so mad. Alright, I do want to try and save 2 blanks, but I can purchase blanks if desperate. I'm trying to get the chicken and I hit in almost equal degree. Okay. Ah, that was a rough hit. We're going to take a fair bit of damage in this fight. That I can guarantee. But we always take a fair bit of damage in this fight. Even in the fights where we're actually super OP. Just because you can be as OP as you like, but this fight is super OP as well. Okay. Ah! The chicken is doing so much work right now. It is blocking a ridiculous amount of bullets. I can't really... yikes. I can't really keep an eye on how much damage it's doing. Because I'm focusing far too much on my own footwork. God damn it. Stop giving me guns. Alright, let's go find these secret rooms. We've got one blank left over, so we should have flanked at least at some point in that fight. But, you know, how are we to know that that was going to be available the entire time? Alright, Brother Robin. I'll answer your quiz. Here we go. I, Brother Robin, know several truths. It is made of magic beans. That is what gunpowder is made of, and you have no way of knowing that it isn't. Alright. Take ammo synthesizer. That's... it's not handy. Boom. No secret room, of course. Alright. Usually, on the first few floors, we're really thinking of just stacking up as much armor as possible as the robot and then losing it over the next couple floors. But we've already lost a lot of armor because of the route that we've taken. So now I'm going to have to focus even harder on accumulating armor. Beautiful. And even harder on not making stupid mistakes and losing any of the armor I already have. Okay. One thing that I can definitely do is try to be very conscious of a situation where I can use lead skin effectively. Because usually I just ignore it outside of boss fights. Towards the end of the streak, I was getting better at recognizing the times to use my use items and using them much more effectively and efficiently. But, again, that's probably another thing that was mostly autopilot dictated. Thank you for the armor. Ammo, rather. Yep. I put the shield on there because I couldn't really predict the shots of the shotgun on the other side of the screen, and I was already in kind of a death spiral. What I mean by the death spiral there is that I'd started to roll, and I would have had to just continue rolling constantly. Because I wasn't entirely aware of the situation. I didn't do the roll with kind of forethought and planning. Like, oh, I'll roll over this bullet and get to there. It was more of a panic roll. And as soon as you start panic rolling, you don't stop until you take damage. Or get super lucky. Get him! You all stay your distance. Beautiful. Alright. Just ride this to make it a little faster on myself. No! Okay, good. We managed to kill the cursing mage. because otherwise that could have been a lot worse. I know the timings of some enemies, especially the totem poles. The ability to steal? How often am I going to be stealing? Not that often. Let's take the armor. Especially for signature enemies like the totem poles, or shambling rounds as they're known in game. I know their timings, so I don't really want them to deviate from that by being a little faster, by being cursed. That said, that's another restriction that you can easily apply to a challenge run that you propose. Do it at 10 curse. Now, if you're going to do that to me, I'd like to ask you make it fair. Like, not go at 10 curse, you have the club, you are not allowed to pick up the cog of battle, you're not allowed to pick up any items or weapons. Enjoy, because that's not going to be enjoyable. The best content is made when people are enjoying themselves doing a thing. Plan pain. No, I'm not allowed to pick it up. Gotta keep reminding myself of that one. You, go down. Beautiful. So I do like this as a combo, but it's not as super overpowered as I thought it was going to be. It's definitely super powerful, and if it was, like, if there was a base gun that had this, I'd be using it all of the time, and I'd be constantly singing its praises. But for a synergy between two of the rarest items in the game, especially considering it's only as good as it currently is because I have accuracy up, courtesy of battery bullets, severe accuracy up, mind you, and broccoli itself is a damage up, and 4 junk, giving me 20% damage up. So on any other character, it'd be a lot worse. Turtle Man! Yeah! What up, Super Space Friend? Nope. It's not there. Don't worry, I'm not going to come back and fight you or anything like that. Just wanted to check. Alright. Now, we don't know where the secret room is, so I'm completely fine using all the blanks here. It's too common that I let him lead me into the first corner, and as soon as I'm in the first corner, I take my first hit. So I'm not going to let that happen to me right now. I actually forgot how to dodge that. Somehow. Okay. Huh? Yikes. Okay, I'm not really going to be landing many shots here. Let's just blank for safety's sake so I can get myself in a much better position to be fighting. Beautiful. Third master round. Another goddamn weapon. Yikes. Not too pleased by that, but sure. I'm also going to check this room. It just felt super suspect. And that's all we want on this floor. Sure, let's continue. So I still haven't lost the glass Guanstone that I picked up, which is exciting. Means I haven't been hit in quite a while. Got him. Okay. I really got to figure out kind of maximum range stuff with this. Thank you, Super Space Friend, for polishing off enemies that I wasn't currently looking at, and probably saving me from taking a hit there. Sure. Right, I'm getting 3 blanks per floor because of the... I'm just gonna armor up here. I'm getting 3 blanks per floor because of the... amulet. Completely forgot about that. That's actually, like, another run that I'd like to do. Like, an amulet kind of run. No, I don't pick that up yet. I don't know exactly how that'd be flavored. You know, like, Elder Blank plus every amulet in the game, plus a lot of coolness. You're not allowed to use weapons? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just spitballing things here. Fair, fair. Another one would be like a Guanstone run. Probably not things like the glass Guanstones, but, you know, what about hold one of every Guanstone and then appropriate negatives as well? I'm not particularly pleased to take that. I think we're done here. Ah! Beautiful. Just stay up there, frozen friends. I'm not entirely sure what restrictions would be imposed on those runs. I'm just spitballing. Yikes! Okay. Good speed, good speed. Speaking of speed, do you like a hyper speed run or a super slow speed run? I think I might be able to modify my own stats, but I don't know how to yet. So runs that are based on things that can be done in-game through items and just, you know, player restriction. Those are going to be much easier to accomplish, at least at the outset, before I really try and get into the nitty-gritty of this ETG mod biz. Ah! Never mind. That was... Ah! Is what you heard. Very, very manly. Ooh, this has got to be kill pillars. That's going to be really easy with this. Have I forgotten how to fight kill pillars? No. I don't like dodging in this top corner because sometimes I find myself just running into them like melee. A fair bit left on the cooldown. I don't have to worry yet. I don't have to worry yet. Now I have to worry. They should be... Yeah, there we go. About to say, they should be stopped right now. Oh, the chicken is protecting me from so many shots. It also did a ridiculous amount of damage in that fight. In fact, yes! A piece of armor, which is as good as health up for me, as well as a speed up, which speed up is like a huge health up, in my opinion, for me at least. Prevents me from taking a ridiculous amount of damage that I otherwise definitely would have. That was only possible because I already opened a different chest, so I wasn't guaranteed to get a gun. Even though the different chest did not have a gun in it. Important to note. Is that done? What? Oh, that's interesting. I've always wondered about this exact scenario. In that, as the robot, you want to pick up all of this extra... what's the word I'm looking for here? You want to pick up all of this extra junk so that you can power up your character, but you also desperately want armor. What happens when you see a Sejunken Shrine? I don't know. Should I trade away my damage for armor? Or is it currently, as damage, giving me a better chance to win? I think it's reasonably likely the correct answer is to trade it all in for armor. That's 4 health. That's ridiculous. Okay. Taking that. Unfortunately, we don't have a key to go into the locked shop either, so... Life's a little rough to us right now. Well, like, you know, can't be too rough. We keep getting all these keys, right? I think since there's such a low reliance on keys for the rest of the run, that I will pick one up and go visit the shop. Primarily because I can buy passives and I can buy armor. That passive's not going to pay enough for itself over the time that I'll have it. I already know where the secret room is. It's down here, so let's go check that now. I think I might buy a key. That is to say, one key, not the item a key. Yeah, I don't think I could afford to use a key on that, though. Couldn't have known whether it was going to be a gun or not. So 5 pieces of armor. Yeah. I lose 25 from my... 25% from my damage. But 5 pieces of armor is 5 pieces of armor, by definition. And I feel so much better having it. That immediately tells me, at the very least in my heart, that I have made the right decision. I feel incredible happiness just looking up to the top left, and then across to the top middle, and then across to slightly further than the middle on the right side of the screen. Okay. Huh? No. Did it just get straight up slaughtered by the chicken running into it? Does the chicken's body deal damage? Okay, unfortunately a lot of guns in there. Did immediately pick up the armor, though. I could have held off. And almost certainly should have. The chicken has probably saved me from like 8 hits in this game so far. That's a blank. Unfortunately, the lead skin wasn't ready yet. Otherwise, I definitely would have used it there. Ooh, ballistic boots. Gotta go fast. This is really handy. Now I can try and bob and weave inside and outside bullets. Da, da, da. What the hell is that? Alright. Die. Respawns, sure. Still got 2 keys. Man, look at this damage output against this guy. Nothing. Hang on, come back. Thank you. Damn it. I've also got to keep better track of my clips with this. Huh. Christ. It's a 6-shooter. And I'm not really counting them at the moment, so I keep getting surprised when I start reloading. Which is the worst. You should never be surprised by a reload. It should always be something that you plan for, so that you know you're in a safe position when you use it. Good. Alright, the boss. I mean, I might get something to make me slightly more powerful before the boss, so I guess we'll go do something else. Okay, spawn him. So hang on, how much do I actually have? 5, 5, 5, 5, 1, 21. Okay, so that's 10.5 full red hearts, which is a lot more than I would usually have in a different characters run. And usually past this point in any other characters run, I'm not really refilling their hearts. So basically what I'm saying is we're healthier than most characters would be by this point. So the biggest detriment of the robot through, you know, careful preservation, you know, a slight laugh at that, of our armor, but also just dogged pursuit of extra pieces of armor, we've managed to put ourselves in a position that's actually healthier than a character that usually would have a lot more health. Okay, that's been nerfed. It now caps out, actually, or it has a soft cap, if I recall correctly. It used to just be every single bullet was 0.4% damage up, so you get 100 and be a 40% damage up. That's not the case anymore, unfortunately. I can't remember exactly how big the nerf was, what the cap is, how severe it was. But I know that it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. That said, it's still probably a reason for me not to not to buy anything right now, especially if it's something that I don't need. Like, you know, like ammo, for example. Without this, I would probably just buy ammo. Because there's no reason not to. Nothing to spend my money on for the rest of the game. May as well spend it here. Speaking of ammo. What does it speak of the devil and he shall appear? Beautiful. Got priority target first. I think these spawn in varied positions, so I don't know if I can just constantly stand off to the left in this room and make sure that I get the priority target first. Ah! That's 2 armor that I just lost there. Because I got hit and I rolled into the abyss. Okay, there was also someone to the north of me and I just straight up didn't see them. Fuck that room. Holy shed. Alright. We can come back there, that's fine. Roll across. Alright. What's up over here? I can actually move against it! I've got so much speed! In fact, not only can I move against it, my speed is kind of increased and slightened. Look at that! I'm not rolling, it's just got slight frames, I guess, where the conveyor belt is not running as fast, so I get to make some progress. I'd have to imagine that's where it loops. Hey, get him. Anyone else? Didn't think so. All right. The other one was a weapon. So this is a gun. Sorry, the other one was not a weapon. It's passive, so that was a gun. Right. Everything's being explored. Let's go see what you've got for me. Mutation. Unfortunately handed it directly to me. Drop it on the ground and walk away. Pretend I never saw it. Gotta remember the right time for blanking the whatchamacallums. Knives. I'm trying to focus on the fight, actually, here. This is going to be the most intensely I've focused on this fight ever. Even though last episode was my first, you know, recording back, this one I have to focus more heavily because I'm playing the robot. So mistakes aren't really forgiven. So we did blank it in time to get one of them, but the goal is two, obviously. Don't want to half-ass it. Okay, I've got to be careful with my rolls here, because I am super fast. Alright, chickens. Do your... Never mind, only one of them's actually going to hit. Okay, this is a really good comparison for damage. Especially considering now I've got the Gilded Bullet and I need to reassess my damage. Okay. Just a little bit more. And kill him. Lost track of my own cursor there. Yeah, 2 cycle. It was more like a 1.5 cycle, sure. Give me that. Beautiful. Let's get out of here. Okay. I do love the 2 little friendos in the party. That's actually another idea. Man, I'm having a ridiculous amount of ideas. I can't formulate the entire challenge in my own mind because I feel like there's almost a bias in me formulating the entire challenge by myself. And consider it this, right? I might come up with a cool idea, like, oh, what if I just had a bunch of followers and the banner and then just let my followers wreck things for me, right? But then when I think of the restrictions, I'm trying to think of the things that will make it fun and exciting, but also possible, right? And I fear that I would veer too closely to making it easier on myself rather than harder. As much as I don't want masochistic challenges, I also don't want challenges that are just far too easy. I think, like, this one is okay. It hit a sweet spot. We did definitely get ridiculously lucky with our itemization. We've had, like, almost every passive has contributed significantly positively to our run. We only got one of our passives was an active. Or rather, one of our non-guns was a active. Outside of that, we've also picked up lead skin. We got really, really lucky against a couple of those bosses. And without lead skin, we would have lost a lot more health. For example, we wouldn't have got the master round, and we also would have taken a hit in the cannon Balrog fight in particular, comes to mind. So I feel like whether or not I want to be biased, I don't, obviously. I'm not really choosing the bias, but by virtue of being the person that has to play it, I'm much more likely to make them more lenient on myself, even if I try and counteract that. And the thing is, if I try and mentally counteract that and intentionally make them more difficult on myself, I've just moved too far the other direction. So I feel like I'm unfortunately in the least impartial position. Now, the reason that I say that the setup is I had another cool idea, and it is a followers run. I don't know what followers I would particularly choose, or would be chosen, rather. I don't know if the banner would even be allowed, but I have to imagine it would be. It'd be cool as hell. But just going around and having the followers do the majority of things would be cool. I believe there are a couple rooms where, depending on the followers that I get, I wouldn't be able to solve it with... Oh, you faded into the background. I wouldn't be able to solve it with just the followers, so... Trying to consider the extenuating circumstances, like getting to use a gun in a circumstance where I can't actually meet the challenge conditions. Like, for example, when you have to shoot an enemy who's over a pit, a run that's entirely based around roll damage, like, you know, get Armor of Thorns, play as the bullet, roll into every enemy. I'm not sure I would do that run, by the way, just because that would be super fucking frustrating against a bunch of enemies. But a run like that would not be able to complete some of the rooms, because there are some enemies that are over pits. And over pits that you can't roll over. Okay. Beautiful. And, did we choose correct? It looks like we chose correctly. Looks really good right now, in fact. Huh. So at the start, there's going to be, like, a lot of really, really easy to think of gimmick and trick runs, right? But theme runs are also really cool. Like, all of these weapons are from the same genre, or... not genre. From the same franchise. Use these weapons, no other weapons. Something cool like that. These are all of the Zelda-inspired items. These are the only items you get to use. And then, depending on whether or not that makes the game too easy or too hard, restrictions or boons to the side. Whee! You die. Yep. Ah! Almost left without... Oh, God, it is looping back. You got me, game. You really got me. If the Gilded Bullet wasn't nerfed, a run where you just get the Gilded Bullet and a lot of money, that sucks. That'd be cool as hell. When I'm running low on challenge ideas, I can also just, you know, put in occasional normal runs. I'm fine with that too. It's just, this is our first opportunity to try cool stuff out, and I'd like to try out said cool stuff. Come on. Come on. This room, little more annoying. But I guess if I stand relatively central and then take out the summoners first. Summoner 1. Well, it's ridiculous! No! Okay, that was a really lucky roll. That shouldn't have worked out. We probably should have taken damage there. Oh, cool. We found the boss. Hey! Fight me, Lich! Not like that! This one I can dodge. Okay, at this range I hit most of my shots, but not all of them. This is where I want to activate my... Oh! I'm fast enough to run around the outside and just pick up all of those bullets and throw them back. That's cool as hell! That was awesome! Pea Shooter might actually hit this section of the boss twice by bouncing off the wall because it's penetrative. Might do. Let's try it out. Yeah, looks like it's got enough range to do that. Beautiful. Okay, hug the bottom is usually the good idea there. Speed is incredibly helpful in dodging those. The snakes, that is. Also, the circle-based attacks from the chest, it would have been really helpful for, because you can juke one way and go back the other way instantaneously near. I also want to get my timing back for... Huh? The freak? I'm putting up the shields here. I want to get my timing back for preventing this. Hey, we did it! Ah, how the Emperor got his groove back. I love it. And goodbye, Lich. That run definitely aired on the easier side of a challenge. But it's definitely a good intro into the kind of thing that I want, right? Like, it's a neat interaction that you almost never get to see in the game, as well as it has a strong thematic resonance. That was fun. I like that I finally got to experience that. I don't feel like I'm gonna be, severely on the hunt for that synergy ever again, because it's okay. I mean, considering how rare the weapons are, it's fine. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Untitled Gungeon, modded with ETG mod. Again, the mods can be found in the description down below. There's also a playlist down there for all of my Enter the Gungeon content, past, present, and future. If you do like the videos, please consider clicking like. It takes a second, but it really helps me expand the channel and get more eyes on the things that I do. Also, challenge suggestions, just leave them in the comment section down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.